I've been wanting to do this movie for ages since my favorite of the TNG film, so let's open it up. We open on the flashbacks of the best of both worlds, one of my favorite episodes of TNG Star Trek Files overall. Captain Picard, played again by Patrick Stewart, is shown that he's still haunted by experience with Borg in many ways for the cutest. She awakens, gets a message from Deep Space 5, which has been attacked by the Borg. I'll point out that I just love the Enterprise E. This ship was made specifically for the films, and the Sovereign Class ship is easily one of the most unique designs the franchise has had. While the ship has capacity to help, Admiral Hayes does not want Picard involved because of past experiences. Riker, played by John Frakes, objects to this, saying that his experience make him more than qualified than anyone. Frakes also directed the film, and much like Nimoy before him, differs to her his fellow cast members both as characters as well as technical aspects of the series. So, Picard decides to alter course to help in the conflict, and he will not any objections allowed against orders. Diaz's response, however, Captain, believe I speak with everyone here when I say, to hell with our orders. Now things have been weird this site lately, but I just refuse to send such an awesome line. The ensuing battle on Earth space is still present all these years away from early CGI practical special effects. As defiant as damage, Enterprise E manages. However, Spear is able to escape from the ship and warp, taking away with doors more than he presumes is all post-tactical. Spear sends the Enterprise back in time to prevent first contact with the Vulcans and simply the entire planet. We then see Zefram Cochrane, played by James Cromwell, get into his cup, as the others have a Borg was relatively impressive action scene. He also encountered Lily Sloan, played Alfred Woodard, and they had to protect the Phoenix sport vessel and make sure first contact still happens. Anyway, they get to work on repairing the Phoenix while Lily's taking a have retrieve radiation poisoning. And I also like how Data doesn't see how touching the ship is different from feeling it. It's going to be important later in case you're wondering. Back on the Enterprise, two officers and an engineer attack fancy assailants. Picard and Data return to the ship and Dr. Crusher realize something is wrong. Picard takes orders to seal off Deck 16 and Data played by Red Spider and Chris my computer to prevent further damage. As the Borg try breaking the sickbay, we get a cameo with the emergency medical hawk and Voyager played by Robert Picardo. The snakes are highly amusing that just can't do justice here. If you watch the movie, you're going to love that part. While Picard tries to protect the Enterprise back on Earth, get a very amusing scene in the tavern with Alice Troy played by Mariner Sirtist. This gets totally sloshed to try to get Cochrane and help them. Just trying to blend in. Oh, you're blended alright. Back in the Enterprise, the ensuing phase of fight with the Borg was quite nice. Reminds me of the Elite Force game we had a while ago. Been a long time since I played it, but striker FPS on the Unreal Engine is pretty cool as it sounds. Count on that. Also, the subplot Data's motion ship, much like the last movie, does require some knowledge to show itself, but probably will follow regardless. The Data is captured by the Borg, and Picard then encounters Lily, who's able to convince her where she is before she moves to Maxine the phaser. The Borg have taken over engineering, and we then introduce the Borg Queen, played by Alice Krige. The way her head is loaded into her body is still an impressive effect to this day. She's one of the freakiest villains from the series, easily one of my favorites. So, Riker, Troy, and Joy played by LeVar Burton, are able to convince Cochrane to take part in his war fight, so it's kind of going to happen with the Vulcans as they alter course of a routine science mission. I also like the way Picard tells us about the future. That goes just as well as the Vulcan driving force in our lives. Anyways, I like the idea that if we work to better ourselves and humanity. I like the idea of that happening one day. The way the Queen tries to jump Data's bones is very freaky. Even more when Data says he's totally functional all players a host may desire. The film definitely earns the PG-13 rating. I also love this part where Picard's able to trick the Borg into getting attacked by Tommy on the chapter Hologram a big goodbye. While I don't know about the whole VR craze, I do like the idea of having real holodecks in our lifetime. Picard then trains neuroprocessor Ensign Lynch, who had been assimilated to determine the next move. Back on Earth, Cochrane, they wait to help repair the Phoenix, and they show music of Cochrane about one notable oversights of Star Trek. Japan over from the 24th century of RP. Picard realizes the Borg, using deflectors and interplexing beacon, leads to a zero-G combat scene next to the Enterprise. Picard will from the Tent Hawk had detached a scene and debate Haken before the Borg assimilate the entire planet. While Hawk is killed, able to detach the beacon as Borg destroyed with this line: assimilate this! As Cochrane is about to make his flight, it's love exchange with him and Riker. Someone said, don't try to be a great man, and just be a man that has to make his own judgment. It's rhetorical nonsense. Who said that? you did 10 years from now. Despite the odds being against them, Picard will not actively self-destruct until they calls him out on. It's easily one of the best scenes of the film, showcasing Patrick Swayze as an actor and making us see Moby Dick. This is definitely the Wrath of Khan, the TNG films, one of the many parallels TNG films have the original series, his films. As Picard destroys a case of ship models, he realizes his error and orders the Enterprise to be evacuated and the outpost activated. Dragula marking plenty of letters in the alphabet. Then, Picard hears Data's voice inside the ship as Cochrane makes his flight to Steppenwolf's magic carpet ride. Could potentially half-ass a night travel in their lifetime. If they do, I'll play that someone make the first flight. Picard confronts the Borg Queen and Data will deactivate the self-destruct, take out the bar by puncturing the coolant tanks, saying resistance is futile. So I close in history first contact being reserved by the Phoenix and the Enterprise returning to their own time. Still my favorite TNG film after all these years. That's Star Trek First Contact. Much like the original series films, was a huge improvement on the first TNG film, with great special effects and action, and an engaging story and great characterization. It stands apart with favorite episodes of the TV series. It also made $92 million in the US and $146 million worldwide on its $46 million budget, making them one of the most successful in 1996. Every time I get a chance to watch this movie, I do. It's my favorite Star Trek 7, and I'm glad finally being able to talk with you about it after a year's delay. I think they have started 4. Next time we'll be on these favorite TNG films, Star Trek Insurrection. Live long and prosper.